today. I'm freezing, in case anybody wondered. It's cold. It's actually really warm out, but I'm just cold. Look at this hair. It's funny. Anyway, I wanted to do a live and check in with you guys. I did one a couple days ago, and so I wanted to do one today. I said I was going to try and do 2 a week. So here I am. So what's new with everybody? Hi. Hi. What's new, everybody? What's up with you guys? Today's just a chill day here, mostly. I've been outside playing with the baby. He has this little ride-on Jeep thing. We've been riding the Jeep all day. And my neighbor up the street was having a yard sale, so we walked up and looked around. We didn't buy anything. I'm not super big into yard sales, but it was fun. It's pretty warm here today. I don't even know the temperature, but it feels good outside. I was laying out in the sun, just in the driveway. I was laying out with the dogs and the kids. And we're just kind of hanging out outside today. We're gonna go mushroom hunting in a little bit, so I'm pretty excited about that. There's not a lot of new stuff to report, so that's good. I just ate a cookie, so I'm like trying to get cookie out of my teeth here. But yeah, there's not a lot going on. I don't know if you guys saw my last live. Ninja is still selling fundraiser tickets. If anybody's interested in those, you can win $500, $250, or $100 in tickets, or $10 each. He has to sell 500 of them. He has sold so far about half of his tickets. So the drawing is on May 28th. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. And then I can give you info, or you can look at my last live. The info's on there too. But yeah, so that's basically all that's going on here. My little bug is getting a line today, and we're gonna go mushroom hunting for some more morels. And let me think. The kids are gonna go out in the neighborhood and sell tickets again. But yeah, not a lot to report, but I at least wanted to check in with you guys and see what's going on in your lives and what's new, what's exciting. I am not allowed to drink a lot of coffee anymore, so I'm allowed 1 cup of coffee a day, and then I have to drink a bunch of water. That's been pretty boring. And I've had a lot of doctor's appointments. Hi, Tia. You made it this time, see? Hi, Anthony. Hi, Gabe. Hi, Christian. Hi, Joe Cool. Hi. So what do you guys want to know? What's going on? What's good with you guys? Do you guys have any questions or anything you've been thinking about the last month? I know, today's May 1st. I looked at my watch and I was like, oh my gosh. It was horrible. I couldn't believe it was May already. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Chaos King. But yeah. Oh, well, thank you, Joe. I feel like a hot mess express today, and I'm totally fine with it. I was not feeling good this morning, and I don't really wear makeup often, so I didn't feel like doing my makeup just for a live, and yeah, so here I am. Hot mess me, and I'm okay with it. I don't care. That's just me. I'm fine with being me. But yeah. What else, guys? Anything? Anything exciting? My hair tickles. I'm waiting on my husband to get back with my car because I really want to go get mushrooms. I love hunting morel mushrooms. It's very dorky, but I really enjoy it. And I saw an idea where you could take a leaf blower with you and it shows them a lot easier, but I'm a little bit nervous. When there's a miscommunication, should you get both sides of the story? I think it depends on the situation. One, do you know both parties? And does it affect your relationship moving forward with both parties? And if it does, then absolutely, I'd probably listen to both sides and try and understand so you can have an objective opinion. But if it's like your best friend and she's complaining about, like, say, her mom, and you don't even talk to her mom, then in that situation, I would try not to offer too much of an objective opinion as much as just being a listener and being an active listener and kind of repeating back what she's saying to you to make her or him, if it's a man, feel validated in what they're saying to you. So say I'm sitting here complaining because my coffee is too hot. You would just repeat back like, wow, I can tell you're really upset because your coffee is too hot. And that makes people feel heard and validated. So sometimes is my final answer. You should get both sides. But sometimes it's not necessary. And sometimes you should flee the situation and not involve yourself at all. So say it's like your mom and your sister and they're complaining about each other. I'd be like bowing out of that. I'd be like, bye, and slowly back away, you know? So yeah, but it just depends. It depends on the situation. But that is a good question. That's a really good question because that's tough. It's a tough one. What else, guys and girls? Anything exciting? There's not a lot going on here. The kids are still being awesome kids. And Ninja got hurt. And we have to get his ankle looked at by his orthopedic surgeon. But we had to cancel the appointment on Friday. So when it comes to that, Joe, that's really hard because it's your church. And I also don't know the situation or your age, but I honestly would just pray about it and I would just let it blow over. That's just me. Oh, that's exciting. I like parades. I used to take my kids to a 4th of July parade every year. Super cute and exciting. And now I don't live there, so I haven't gone in a while, but it would be nice to take them back. It would be cute. Yeah. Oh, but anyway, so Ninja and Bananas were both exposed to COVID on the 23rd of April, and both of them have been tested yesterday, and both of them came back negative. However, they did mail out a second test just to confirm, and they're allowed to return to school on Tuesday. But that was a close call, and that makes me nervous. I don't like it at all. But Ninja does have allergies, and so does Bear. And so that's been hard. And I had Bear tested too, just because she has allergy symptoms. She's been sneezing a lot. And then Ninja's been sneezing a lot. So they both were tested, but both of them were negative as well. And then Banana was also tested. So all the kids got tested just to check. And so they came back all negative. But it still makes me nervous because the kid who had COVID sat behind my son and to the left of my daughter. So I was like, oh, it made me anxious as a mom because we've been very healthy, knock on wood, and we've stayed pretty quarantined this entire time and kept ourselves pretty safe. And so, you know, like we go out and do nature things like morel mushroom hunting, which is great for the kids, but we've been so careful. Like I don't even go out in public and eat. Like, yeah, it's just not worth the risk to me. But it's okay. I have allergies too. We all have allergies. I'm sure of it. But I've been good. But Bear and Ninja were just sneezing because people started cutting their grass. And also when it rains, like I'm allergic to the mold in the ground. And I'm pretty sure they're allergic to the mold in the ground. But they, for whatever reason, got way worse allergies than I did this time around. So, I mean, they're the ones sniffling. But is this? Here, let me turn off my Wi-Fi. Okay. Is this better? I turned off my Wi-Fi. Maybe it was my Wi-Fi. Okay. You can hear me now that I turned off my Wi-Fi? Yay! Must have been the Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi's been weird lately in the house, so there's that. Okay, good. But I was just saying, the movie theaters, it depends on the theater. Because I have a theater that's $5 a ticket, and then there's one that's like $15 a ticket. The one that's $15, though, you get a recliner, and you get to recline your feet during the movie. The other one is like the old seats that you're not sure that somebody didn't pee on, you know? That have probably never been like dry cleaned, so, you know. But yeah. So it just depends on the theater, but yeah. I know streaming movies to me is pretty expensive. So like Redbox, like downloading the movies, I don't like the idea of having to pay like $6 to download a movie that I'm gonna watch one time when I could buy a Starbucks with that. I have a hard time with that. Maybe I'm just cheap. I don't know. I might be. I'm sometimes cheap, but sometimes I'm not. So I think it just depends what you value. So not a lot is new with me. Make sure you guys like the video and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you can see my other lives. I guess there's a way to subscribe to the lives too. You push a little microphone or something. I don't know. I don't really know how it works. Hi Cameron. Dollar movie theater. Yeah. Dollar movie theaters were awesome. We had one of those too. So I've been really sick off and on. I like the Cheetos popcorn. I do. I thought it was delicious. We've tried it a few times. But what's up with me? So I've had doctor's appointments like twice a week, about an hour and 20 minutes away. And some of the appointments take 5 hours. Some of them take like 2 hours. Some of them take like 4 hours. It just depends on the appointment. So they've been doing a lot of testing and stuff. I haven't been feeling real great. So I've just kind of been here and not here. But this is my second live this week, so I'm trying to make it come back. Trying to come back because I wanted to check in with you guys because I miss you guys so much. So yeah, but if you haven't already, make sure you like the video. It shows love and support. Yeah, we've never even opened up the box of Family Feud yet. That's how busy we've been. We didn't even open the box. It's still sitting on a shelf, the Family Feud. So yeah, it's been busy. Thank you, Brandy. I don't feel the best. And I didn't even do my makeup. I was like, I don't care. I don't care to do my makeup. So I didn't. The iron infusions went pretty good. And I got really sick from them the day of and the day after. And sometimes 2 to 3 days after. So that was rough. But now I have some iron on board. But I'm starting to think that my iron's gone already. So we definitely need to retest for that. But so I was undiagnosed with lupus, which is super weird. But I'm like borderline of having lupus. But they're going to remove the diagnosis of lupus, which is fine for now. Because they saw what my face does. And they saw it in response to me getting an IV treatment. So it's called flushing. And so they're investigating for carcinoid syndrome now. And that's been a little bit stressful. I got really upset at first, but now I'm like, whatever. I'm just back to being like, whatever. I'm always whatever about my health. But they do want me to stop one of my medications over time, so we'll see. We'll see. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm walking. I'm enjoying my kids. I'm here. I'm able to talk to you guys, so yeah, it's okay. But yeah. That's pretty crazy, Joe. And thank you, Aha. I didn't know that Invisalign does that. Oh, thanks. I didn't put on anything. This is just my nasty, oily skin because I've been outside playing with the kids. I feel like I need to wash my face, but it's okay. I accept my flaws and my wrinkles. I'm okay with them. My eyes seem brighter. To me, they look like they have bags under them, but, you know, it's okay. But last night I didn't get as much sleep as I wanted. The baby wasn't feeling great, and his nose was stuffy. And so the kids might have colds, and it's just been hard, yeah. So he didn't sleep very, very well, and he, you know, he didn't let me sleep very well. He slept in our bed last night. He wanted to be with us, so, but yes, God can fix everything. You guys know my faith is very strong, so yeah, I definitely turn to God always, and I trust his plan. And I'm not afraid of any diagnosis. That never ever scares me. The only thing in life that I would be upset about, and it's not that I'm scared of, but I would be upset if I found out I had something and I only had like so many years to live and I wouldn't get to see my kids grow up. That would bother me. Outside of that, I'm not afraid of any health diagnosis at this point, or I don't even really fear death. That's not something I'm afraid of. So, I don't know. Oh, well, thank you, Brandy. You're super sweet. I think prayer is important. Prayer is super important. Sometimes I feel like I'm praying without even praying. Like, I just feel like God is always listening. And I just feel like sometimes I'm like, okay, you hear me. Like, I don't have to go into like actual prayer, like drop to my knees and pray, you know. Sometimes I feel like he's always just listening. And I'm like, okay, God, you know my worries. You know my concerns. Like, yeah. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at. But yeah, so... yeah, so it's good, right? The Card Sharks rebooted their card. I don't think I ever watched Card Sharks. I don't love peppermint mocha. I don't like mocha. I don't really like super sweet stuff. One set of footprints in the sand means he carried you. Absolutely, Brandy. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm not a huge mocha fan. I don't like chocolate very much. I know, weird. I do like chocolate cupcakes with whipped frosting. I don't like chocolate on chocolate. So like chocolate cake with chocolate frosting. Joe, I don't prefer to answer that question. I think that's not my business and not my place to have an opinion on that one. But anyway, yeah, so back to the mocha. I just don't really love it. I get caramel macchiatos and I drink them regularly, but I only do like 1 pump of vanilla or 2 pumps of vanilla. Yeah. I would prefer cream cheese icing if I have to pick between those two. And my favorite dessert is definitely, oh my gosh. Now that I want to tell you, I can't think of the name of it. Oh, a chocolate souffle. I make them regularly. They're very, very fluffy and they're very chocolatey, but they're tolerable because they're very, very fluffy. I don't think I'd win, Cameron. I'm not that smart. I'm really not that smart. But yeah, I like chocolate souffles. They're delicious. It's okay, Joe. It's okay. Not mad. My eyes just did a fluttery thing there. Did you see that? Not mad. I don't get mad and I don't really get offended easily, but there's just some things that I feel like are charged questions that I'd rather not think about. So it's not that I've never had the thought to even form an opinion on that question. So I don't think like that. I don't think about people based on race or the color of their skin or their ethnicity or their beliefs. Like, I don't think about people that way. I just see people as people. So for me, I don't know. Cake pop portion control. That's funny. Cake pops. I actually don't like cake pops. I don't know. It's the chocolate or see, I don't like the coating on the outside of a cake pop. And sometimes they're too dense and sweet. I don't even know what that question means about the Charlie Brown. Yeah, and we're definitely all human, and we're definitely all flawed. Like, I'm not going to be like, I'm perfect, because I am so far from perfect. And sometimes it bothers me because people are like, oh, you're so great, or they say nice things. Like even my friend who I met on here, Kirsten, she always says I'm the bomb.com and stuff like that. And then yesterday she said something to me and I was like, and she's like, can you just take a compliment? And I'm like, no, it's not really how I roll. I'm a very, very humble person. So I've taught my children to be humble. My husband's very humble. We're not people who are like, we don't put ourselves on pedestals, and we certainly never think we're better than other people. And I don't think that I am the world's greatest mom or the greatest wife or the greatest anything. I think that I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing okay for what I'm facing, and I think I'm proud of the way I've handled things and the way I continue to handle myself and my children. And all I can do is my best, but understand that like I fail every day. We all fail every day. I like Snoopy. He's pretty cute. So Joe, to answer that, I like Snoopy. My son, Ninja, really likes Snoopy too. But yeah, we're all very flawed humans. Very flawed. So I'm a sinner. You're a sinner. Sometimes I cuss. Y'all know that. I know I shouldn't cuss. But sometimes it just feels really good to say the F word, you know? Sometimes it just feels great. Okay, Jimmy Kimmel. I like Jimmy Kimmel some of the time. Some of the time. Just depends. Put in their opinion, making you choose. You guys know my philosophy. Make sure you like this video too. Because I only see like, I think 4 likes, and now Patrick keeps track of my likes, and it upsets Patrick when people don't like my videos. I freaking love Patrick. So Patrick is somebody who's been watching on my channel for like ever. And he's also on the autism spectrum, so he has a soft place in my heart because all 3 of my boys have autism. So Patrick keeps track, and he gets really pissed off when people don't like the video, which I also find kind of funny because I don't care. I don't even check if people like or don't like my videos, but Patrick likes when people like my videos. So, so I told him I'd keep asking for likes, and I will. But more importantly, if you want to watch my lives, you can subscribe. And if you don't want to watch my lives, unsubscribe. Because, I mean, I probably would unsubscribe to me because I don't find myself very interesting. Let out steam. Yeah, I think cussing is okay when used appropriately. Like, you shouldn't be like, you're a effing piece of shit. Like, you probably shouldn't do that. Like, that's never okay. When you're directly cussing at a person to be abusive or nasty, like, that's not okay. Aw, thank you, Jamie. Hi, Nintendo Kid. I'm doing good. Leave a big like for Patrick. Yes, Crystal. I freaking love Patrick. You guys probably see Patrick. He comments on all my videos. And some people at first thought Patrick was hitting on me because they didn't understand Patrick. And I don't think Patrick was hitting on me. I think Patrick is misunderstood. And now that I know Patrick, I know that he's an awesome being. So we're happy to have him on our channel. Yes, Robbie does have autism. He is probably Asperger's level. He was diagnosed with Asperger's when it was a thing. Now that the DSM-5 is out, autism is a strange diagnosis. Like, they don't diagnose it the same or the same labels anymore. So it's just a little bit more confusing. But yes, and that's what makes him lack empathy. So it's been extremely difficult to treat him and to help him build empathy when it's not something that he would generally be able to build easily. Patrick is an awesome being. A video about. Oh, no problem, Jamie. So in his old program, that therapist, when he first got there, he had a really shitty therapist, and she was a horrible human being, and she was creating so many issues. But they did get rid of her from my son's life, and then he got a new therapist, and then our relationship was back on track, and we were great. He was making progress again. But his old therapist, and even Robbie said, like, I can't believe my therapist made me think that it was okay to contact those people from my past. He's like, she brought it up. Like, he didn't even bring it up. It was like her suggestion for him to contact the guy who I think may have sexually abused him. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, this is not okay. And now he doesn't talk to any of those people, especially after the whole funeral situation. His biological mother died of an overdose last year, and he tried to go to the funeral, and then his family like flipped out because I took him, and they don't like me, and they're like, she doesn't need to be here, she doesn't even like her, talking about his biological mom. And I said, Robbie, do you want me to leave? And he said, please don't leave, please don't leave me here. And he was so scared and so upset because he was in cuffs because he was being transported and stuff, and they were creating issues, and he just like got so upset, and he was like, Mom, I don't want anything to do with these people. I don't want anything to do with people who act this way. And I didn't even say anything. I didn't say a word to the people. I just stood there. I looked at him and I said, what do you want me to do? I didn't speak to them. I don't ever speak to them. But like his old therapist, like encouraging that, like that family is so much drama. Horrible people. Horrible people. And I don't say that about a lot of people. So, hi, Kate. Empathy and sympathy. Sympathy is where you can like feel in a moment, like feel sorry for somebody and you have sympathy for them, but you don't carry empathy to be able to like completely emotionally connect with how they're feeling. So empathy is like you can relate and connect to. Empathy is like if you were going to go stab somebody, you would think about how they're going to feel. Sympathy is like an after the fact, like, oh, that person got stabbed, I feel so bad for them. I hope I explained that right. Do you watch the Duggars and follow them and their older brother Josh in charges? Okay, so I have watched the Duggars. No, I don't follow them. No, I don't watch them. I think Josh is very triggering for me because he reminds me very much of my abuser, and I find him absolutely disgusting. And if he gets jail time, then so be it, because he could have gotten help. Anybody who's going to abuse somebody sexually, you can get help. Like, you don't have to abuse somebody. You can get help before you get to that point. So, like, don't get me started. Like, no. I don't feel sorry for him. Sorry, not sorry. And then his wife is like, oh, I still love him and we're going to have another baby. Meanwhile, you found out your husband sexually assaulted minors whenever he was, like, of age. But you're going to have children to him? I'm not on board with that at all. So, they can suck it. That's how I feel. Sorry, that sounds horrible. Robbie's story a few weeks ago, been watched. It's okay, Jamie. I don't know what that is, Cameron. The more I listen to you speak, the more amazing you are in my eyes. Your family is so blessed to have you. It's interesting to follow your story. So I do have a book. I've just not published it. I don't know. I go back and forth where I'm like ready to publish it, and then I lost it, and then I didn't want to publish it, and I need to finish it. But I do have to travel for a month, so I'll have a month to work on it. And so hopefully at the end of the year, I'll publish it. That's my goal. Glad he finally saw that they were not good for him in his book. Yeah, he actually chose to stop talking to them on his own. They still continued to write him, and now they don't even know his address or his phone number, so they can't do any of that. But yeah, he was like, I want nothing to do with those people. What I saw at the funeral was absolutely disgusting. And he's like, I want nothing to do with that. And he's like, thank you, Mom, for carrying yourself the way that you did. Thank you for not flipping out and not acting like them. And that's what he said to me. And I said, of course I wouldn't act out. It was... And then because of how they acted when he showed up, his biological sisters were supposed to go later in the evening, but they didn't even go. They didn't even go to their mother's funeral. Like, it's crazy. Like, that family is so horrid. Like, the fact that the girls couldn't even go to say goodbye to their mom. Not that she was a part of their life, but they should still have the opportunity to say goodbye. But they didn't even have the opportunity because of those people. Because they didn't want me there. They cared more about the fact that I was the kids' mom and their daughter was a failure. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just calling it like it is. But, like, you're mad at me because your daughter failed her kids and now her kids can't come because the one person who's been there for her kids brings them? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. That really pisses me off. And I still get very, very charged over that whole situation. I don't care about them. Like, they didn't upset me or offend me. They pissed me off because they hurt my kids. You hurt my kids? It ain't gonna sit right. Like, it ain't. Like, I'm just like that. Wow, I paused for a moment. I can't believe a therapist would do that. What on earth was she thinking? I have no idea. And even the PO was like, no, that's not normal. Like, we need to get a different therapist. And she was pushing for it. I was pushing for it. And finally, they listened to us, and he got a new therapist. I was so happy. Of course, I read your comments, Katiekins. Yeah, the whole Duggar situation, I just, like, I can't. Thank you, Joe. Hi, Chloe. Yeah, simply isn't done. Oh, heck no. Wait, did I miss your writing a book? Oh, I've been writing a book. I had my book finished, and then somebody who was supposed to edit it needed me to send it in a specific format, and so I tried to reformat it, and then I lost the book. It crashed my computer. So it's a sensitive subject, but I'm not sure if I want to rewrite it or not, because you know, that was a pain, and it really, really annoyed me when I lost the whole book. And thank you, Jamie. But yeah, I don't take how they treat me as a reflection of myself. It's certainly a reflection of them. They made themselves look bad. They made themselves look dumb. And they ultimately ruined the only little bit of a relationship that they ended up having with Robbie because of the way that they behaved and acted. And it was absolutely appalling and disgusting. And even Robbie's parole officer, who was there because he had to be, like I said, in handcuffs as he was transported since he was in a lockdown facility, the parole officer even spoke up and said, you all need to stop. None of you are helping him right now except for her. And she got mad. And I was like, thank you. And then we left and we went and just visited with him at the PO office. But now, I don't know if he would still have to be transported in cuffs or not. But he's in like, he's not in like, so the closest thing I can relate it to is like a halfway house. But it's not for addicts. It's for, you know, like-minded individuals with sexual maladaptive behaviors and stuff like that. So there's always staff there. And that's where he is now. He's on a step down. So he's learning how to go out in public with supervision to get groceries and do those types of things. He's learning how to drive and how to become an adult. And he's learning all of those things now, which is super important because that's how he's going to transition moving into adulthood. So but yeah, I'm definitely going to try to rewrite it. I'm just not motivated. What they did actually helped Robbie in the long run. Yeah, I think I'm happy that Robbie saw them for who they were on his own. And I didn't have to tell him who they were. I didn't have to badmouth them. I didn't have to do any of that. And I wouldn't do those things. I didn't. And actually, he had full permission to speak to them at the funeral. He was just told not to speak about specific things that his parole officer laid out that he wasn't allowed to talk about in regards to his treatment and in regards to his victims and stuff like that. But he had full permission to speak to them, and he chose not to. And then they were flipping out saying that I wouldn't let him talk to them, which was so far from the truth. Like, so far from the truth. He didn't want to talk to them. He wanted to go up to the casket, say goodbye to his mom, and then he would float and talk to people if he felt like it. But they didn't even give him the chance to get there. They didn't even give him the chance to talk to them. And ultimately, he saw who they were on his own and made his own informed decision. And the way they made him feel is why he doesn't speak to them. It has nothing to do with me. I don't like them. He knows I don't like them. And he knows why I don't like them, which is fine. But I've never told him that he can't form a relationship with him now that he's in treatment. So there's that. But he made his choice, and I'm proud of him. He made a very wise, informed choice based off of his own observations. And I couldn't be more proud of him for standing up for himself and expecting more for himself. I think that's awesome. I think he deserves more than that. So I think I'm proud of him. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. So there's no real, I have no idea when's the earliest he would be released. There's no timeline. God, was the person? Yes, he did. That shit's gross with him. But yeah, there's no timeline, and so every 6 months he gets reevaluated, and then he gets sentenced into treatment. So because he did have victims, instead of going to jail, which would not have been helpful for him, he had to go through treatment programs. And so he still continues to be mandated by the courts to complete treatments. And there's multiple treatments and multiple steps before he'd ever be released. So could he be released at 18? Probably. But do I see that happening at this point? You know, it really depends on his actual progress and what we see from him. But where he is right now, I have a feeling they're just going to resentence him for 6 more months into where he's at. So he'll be over 17 going on to 18 before he gets resentenced after this time. So I would think through the end of this year, he'll stay where he's at. And then come the end of November, he would be up for reevaluation. And at that point, there's another step down from where he is now, where it's more of like a independent living. And there's still staff, though, on the premises, from what I understand. But he would be more responsible for himself and things like that. So I don't see him out until at least adulthood, where he'll be able to just kind of live his own life at that point. So yeah, I don't really have a timeline on that. But I do see growth in him. I'm not living under a rock, and I'm not stupid, so I'm not going to say, oh, he's cured. There are certain things that he does not struggle with at this time that he used to struggle with, but also because there's no exposure. So I'm not stupid or naive to think or encourage him to ever put him in a situation where he's around minors. And so I'm glad he's not having thoughts and urges because he's not around them, but I'm not going to put him around them to see if he has thoughts and urges. Like, I'm not silly, if you will. So that really is awesome, hopefully. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of like in our state, in most states, they're generally recovery focused versus punishment at that age. So because he was a child at the time, you know, you can seek like putting him in juvenile detention, or you can seek treatment. And most of the time, the state wants to see these kids have a chance at life because they're so young. They want to give them a chance to work on treatment and focus on treatment and healing. And so as long as they're sentenced to treatment and they do the program and they work the steps, they can continue to work the steps to be in treatment, versus when they don't do the steps to work the program, they end up getting sentenced into juvenile probation, in which case they just get locked up until a set time and then they get released, which I don't feel like that's ever helpful. But yeah. But Joe, I think you should just pursue your own happiness. Who cares what other people think? Yeah. Pursue your own happiness. Forget other people. I don't think you guys can read if I write something. I just want to see how this appears backwards. Okay. I'm so weird. Okay, okay. I think I just need to print something off my printer. Okay, so anyway, I did tell Ninja I would still continue to help him with his ticket sales. So if anyone is interested, Ninja is selling tickets for his karate camp. It's $3,000 plus airfare for his karate camp. So he's selling tickets. He has 500 to sell. He's sold like 225 of them roughly. Maybe he might be close to 250 now. Anyway, if anybody's interested, here's my info. It doesn't look so horrible. If anybody wants to buy a ticket, they are $10. The tickets, you can win $500, $250, or $100, and the drawing is on May 28th. I have the tickets. They're not next to me right now, but if anybody wants to buy a ticket, now. My husband pulled up, and because my husband pulled up, my phone connected to my car. So he's out in my car. So my phone actually connected to my car, the audio. So now you should be able to hear me. So anyway. Oh, well, thank you, Joe. But anyway, so I want to talk about Ninja for a second. So Ninja's camp is coming up, and we still need to sell 250 tickets. So if anybody can afford to buy a ticket, they're only $10, and you can win $500, $250, or $100. And so if you can afford to buy a ticket for $10, and anybody who buys 5 tickets, you get a 6th ticket for free. That's me throwing in the extra money for the 6th ticket. Anybody who buys 5 gets the 6th ticket for free. Anyway. And I also have to post it on my Facebook, so you could even just share the post if you want to help out and not buy a ticket. But the tickets are $10, so anybody who can, here's my Cash App. I wrote this backwards, so it looks like a toddler wrote it. But my Cash App is $Kristin, Kristin 603, and my Venmo is at Kristin603. If you want to buy a ticket, just Venmo me or Cash App me. It's $10 per ticket. Put your name and your phone number on the comments when you Cash App or Venmo me, and then I will personally text you when I'm done with this live, and I will send you your tickets via text message. You don't need the physical ticket because we're using random.com. It will select a number at random, and then whoever's name is on the list with that number, that's who wins the money. And there's 3 winners, so 1 ticket gives you 3 chances to win. But if anybody wants or can help support him and his karate camp, please feel free to buy a ticket, and then I will send you a text message with the ticket as long as you have a cell phone. So if you don't have a cell phone, put that in the comments, put landline, and then I'll call you with your ticket number. But anyway, so that's the info, that's the Cash App, that's the Venmo. He has about 250 tickets left to sell, so yeah. So anybody who can or wants to buy a ticket, that's that. But I did tell him I would mention it on my lives until his drawing is up and over. So I wanted to mention it before the end of my live. Hold on, I missed something. Everything's going great. Thank you, Renee. Do you like? I never watched Cobra Kai at all, so yeah, it'd be weird to watch the 4th season if I've never watched it. But anyway, so yeah, so that's all I have for you guys. Unless you have any last minute questions before I jump off here, I am going to get the kids ready, and we are going to go mushroom hunting, and we're going to go find some morel mushrooms in the woods because it's super fun and they're delicious. If you've never had one, super, super yummy. I should teach you guys about morels on a video so you can like go look for your own in the woods. They're super fun. And they're very, very yummy. My email, I didn't put my email. I put my Cash App and my Venmo. It's just my name, Kristin, and then 603 for Cash App. And its Venmo is Kristin603. So just the number 603 with the @ symbol. But neither of those are my email. That's for, the top one's Cash App, and this one's Venmo. And they look really sloppy because I had to write them backwards. So hopefully that works for you. I'll try to remember to edit the video description and put it in there. And I'll try to comment here. Let me see if I can comment. I don't think I can. I'm trying. Save. I wish Kirsten was on. If Kirsten, okay, you snapped a picture of it. Okay, good. If Kirsten was on, she would post it for me, and then I would just highlight it, and that would be like the top comment or whatever. But she's not on right now, and neither is It's Me. So this live, I've had to go about myself and make it happen. So yeah, but yeah, that's everything. So if anybody wants to buy a ticket, remember if you buy 5, you get 1 free. Otherwise, they're $10 each if you just want to buy 1. And just include your name and your phone number for your ticket. And that way, if you win, I can contact you. And then I will text message you personally myself and get you your ticket after this live. But okay, that's everything. If you've made it to the end of my live and you were on the whole time, kudos to you because I'm super boring. And this was probably a pretty boring live. So, yeah. Okay, so pray for Mikey. he's sick and needs prayer. So, okay, guys, I'm going to jump off here, but I wanted to at least jump on and say hello. And who knows, I might come back later or tomorrow or the next day. Who knows? Just depends on how I feel. So, but all right, guys, thank you. Talk soon. Love you guys. Bye.